Monitor. A monitor. Keyboard or mouse. Trend. The trend has taken hold relatively quickly. Cap. Debate needed on donations cap. Blame. But I don't blame anyone. Advantage. Cost is the clear advantage. Type. Some are for comedy shows. Some are new type projects. Athlete. Athletes here have to compete more outside the UK. Unlikely. Wilkinson return unlikely. Delay. EU software patent law delayed. Affair. The affair still rankles with the Dutchman. Patent. EU software patent law delayed. Simple. Simple as that. Responsibility. Whatever happened to personal responsibility? Prepare. White prepared for battle. Maintain. There will be no centrally maintained list. Panel. But it might not suit everyone. The panel recognized. Traffic. Halo 2 heralds traffic explosion. Extend. S&N extends Indian beer venture. Region. During the year, the service will be extended to all cable regions. Sue. U.S. woman sues over cartridges. Straight. The longest period I played was 23 HRS straight. Quit. Khodorkovsky quits UKAS shares. Poster. Milburn defends poster campaign. Corporate. Reduced corporate tax rates to 30%. Spread. Toxic web links help virus spread. Journalist. Maybe I mix with the wrong kind of journalists. Fellow. But fellow Ethiopian. Recover. It's very disappointing, but I must recover. Capacity. But Downing Street said she was speaking in her capacity as a lawyer. Crowd. FA probes crowd trouble. Relief. It's a relief for me. Foot. Blair is on the back foot. Cinema. Berlin hails European cinema. Expectation. I'll play, but with no expectations. Output. But utility output dropped 1.4%. Respond. Officials respond in court row. Relationship. I was an addict and it cost me my relationship. Ambition. Haig given up his PM ambition. Candidate. UKIP candidate suspended. Piracy. Microsoft makes anti-piracy move. Spyware. Microsoft seeking spyware Trojan. Lawsuit. Jones files Conte lawsuit. Poverty. India unveils anti-poverty budget. Environment. The environment surrounds us and we are in Middle-earth. Strategy. Good strategy, isn't it? Conduct. To his arrest for lewd conduct in a Los Angeles toilet in 1998. Minimum. Minimum rate for foster parents. Advice. Blair rejects Iraq advice calls. Express. It said she was not expressing political opinions. Waste. Your vote was wasted. Application. In recent months, 14 patent applications had been filed by the labs. Opinion. To his opinions. Index. The ISM's new orders index rose to 67.4 from 61.5. Transfer. The films look well transferred to DVD, though none has extras. Legislation. Some 32 Labour MPs voted against the legislation last week. Scene. Budget to set scene for election. Appearance. Podcasting has also made an appearance in the category. Technical. It's a technical validation that it can work, he said. Sense. It doesn't make any sense. Influence. Lee's influence remains. Society. We won't have much of a society left to debate. Obviously. Obviously we have failed in that. Editor. Claude Herrera. Editor of fansite Halo. Fire. We are fired up. Replacement. MPs tout Lord's replacement plan. Contest. Viacom is contesting that fine. Shadow. He became Shadow Chancellor under John Smith's leadership in 1992. Gather. Broadband in the UK gathers pace. Basis. I would never, ever, ever attack him on that basis. Mini. The Mac Mini is just a box. Promote. If I can promote tennis and the sport, then that is good for me. Style. He is a fan of Kevin Keegan's style of play. Charity. Charity single for quake relief. Pace. So I kept on the pace. Factor. Student fee factor played down. Twice. Twice. Ruling. Wada will appeal against ruling. Critical. I am too self-critical for that. Contact. There's been no contact. Talent. New York Rockers top talent poll. Memory. My memories of Marley. Stress. Blair stresses prosperity goals. Commission. Was commissioned by net provider AOL. Attract. The issue has attracted European interest. Hospital. The actress died in hospital. Praise. Straw praises Kashmir moves. Apply. She said. We do apply TPS but in line with the law. Left. WorldCom boss left books alone. Laptop. Long life promised for laptop PCs. Currency. Madagascar completes currency switch. Watchdog. Watchdog probes email deletions. Rich. Rich grab half Columbia Poor Fund. Initiative. We had the initiative but it wasn't easy. Enable. There will also be increasing focus on music-enabled mobiles. Vital. It's vital we avoid huge teams. Withdraw. We have withdrawn the ban. Powerful. I found him very powerful. Abuse. Mr. Jackson denies 10 charges of child abuse and false imprisonment. Crucial. Crucial decision on super casinos. Edge. There's an edge. Print. With digital prints, every cinema will have its own copy. Hip. But what you will not find is much Spanish language hip-hop. Population. Education levels among its young and large population are rising. Complaint. Chelsea ridiculed over complaint. Respect. I respect those concerns. Page. But we feel like we've turned a page. Shot. In the women's shot put veteran. Insurance. Insurance bosses plead guilty. Fix. Security scares spark browser fix. Solution. There are solutions. Employee. As part of cost-cutting measures, some 100 employees were fired. Gas. Caron Energy and Indian Gas fined. Select. The audience is pre-selected. Class. Brian O'Driscoll is a class act. League. 10th League 1. Traditional. The one-to-many wrote of traditional journalism. Yes, it is threatened. Medal. European medal chances improve. Purchase. Gazprom has denied that it is behind the purchase. Settle. Disney settles disclosure charges. Allegation. No charges were brought in relation to these allegations. Investigate. The Bureau is investigating the phony emails. Shop. In shops the PS2 is supposed to sell for £104.99 British pounds. Capital. Duty cuts on capital goods and raw materials. Department. But Mr. Lee said the department was dragging its heels. Perhaps. Muffin the Mule perhaps? Remember. A November to remember. Handle. I just couldn't handle the pressure. Task. It is a huge task. Surely. Concert. Rem announce new Glasgow concert. Schedule. Tough schedule delays Elliot show. Cast. Game firm holds cast auditions. Switch. Candela completes Bolton switch. Murder. Opal was murdered in 1979. Nominee. Oscar nominee Dan O'Herlihy dies. Note. Media seek Jackson juror notes. Strength. We showed a lack of strength. Expand. Expanded service tax net. Retail. Cars pulled down U.S. retail figures. Prompt. Attack prompts Bush site block. Establish. It's a well-established technology. Knock. Turkey knocks 6 zeros off lira. Session. We're something like an electronic jam session. Safe. Microsoft plans safer ID system. Browser. Latest Opera browser gets vocal. Natural. The cause of death appears to be natural. Criticism. Miklish ready for criticism. Commitment. We have made a firm commitment. Storage. Web photo storage market hots up. Fake. UEFA approves fake grass. Domain. Domain system scam fear. Amid. Blair to face MPs amid feud talk. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Impressive. Mourinho plots impressive course. Documentary. They even have documentaries with the F word. Stadium. Bomb threat at Bernabeu Stadium. Basic. Much more than the basics. Manifesto. Lib Dems unveil Women's Manifesto. Malicious. Conte statements. The suit added. Were false and malicious. Scale. This year's event was scaled down following the Asian tsunami disaster. Bet. The bets were not taken. Invest. The firm agreed to invest 242 meters pesos. Initially they will be products using wireless USB 2.0 connections. Aware. Ebers aware of WorldCom fraud. Treatment. Treatments are needed now. Division. Iraq will remain an issue of potential division for some time to come. Marketing. Shame the marketing was so bad. Mistake. It was my mistake. Deserve. Yeah, she deserved it. Retire. The analog spectrum for the old phones has been retired. Blow. Box office blow for Alexander. Hop. But what you will not find is much Spanish language hip hop. Attention. They were told it would be brought to Speaker Michael Martin's attention. Household. That represents about 4.4 million households. Tend. Players tend to know better than most coaches. Collect. WED helps collect aid donations. Impose. Many foreign firms had protested that the SEC was imposing an unfair burden. Check. At a glance. Tory health checks. Signal. Cell phone signals were weak. Colleague. I have a colleague who has fallen victim to this kind of scam. Flight. We often take pictures on flight or on layovers. Broadcaster. The broadcasters should make the decision to go ahead, he said. Granted. It's not too bad, either. Photo. PC photo printers challenge pros. Slightly. Growth did slow in the second half, but only slightly. Protest. Commons hunt protest charges. Discussion. Discussions will resume next week. Expensive. It's the BNP in an expensive suit. Declare. He has firmly declared his innocence. Practice. The company says it no longer tolerates such practices. Culture. China net cafe culture crackdown. Distribute. It also owns Deluxe Media, which makes and distributes DVDs and videos. Mortgage. Mortgage lending rose by £7 and 10 pence in December, up from a £6 and 40 pence rise in November. Trip. Blair joins school sailing trip. Innovation. Great product innovation. Urban. And so what of urban music? Ignore. If you ignore him, he gets angry. Resign. Senior Fannie Mae bosses resign. Wing. Dragons 3/4 Hal Luscombe takes Shanklin's wing berth. Cable. Xbox Power Cable Fire Fear. Manufacturer. The latter is the world's largest games manufacturer. Specific. There were no specific details on the injuries. Shock. Meltzer shocks Agassi. Regulator. U.S. regulator to rule on pain drug. Profile. Gordon Brown. Tech. Nuclear body seeks new tech. Terrorism. By the early 70s it was terrorism as well. Reality. Fox too reliant on reality TV. Graphic. The shape of the UK's economy in graphics. Championship. 13th Championship. Prison. Mr. Martin was freed from prison in July 2003. Minority. Just 13 of Britain's 659 MPs are from ethnic minority groups. He added. Collapse. Argentina was on the brink of collapse. Generate. We will try to be creative to generate some funds. Contribution. Bob Geldof won a prize for his outstanding contribution to music. Package. BT boosts its broadband packages. Parmalat Bank barred from suing. Competitive. It's a very, very competitive price point. Pitch. Howard pitches for UK ethnic vote. Modern. Hoffman hits out over modern film. Lock. The side will now be led by Munster lock Paul O'Connell. Episode. Tarantino to direct CSI episode. Robot. Hitachi unveils fastest robot. Regulation. Net regulation still possible. Funding. IMF agrees fresh Turkey funding. Retailer. Mixed Christmas for U.S. retailers. Core. Labor's core support takes stock. Scandal. Salary scandal in Cameroon. Prosecutor. James amassed a fortune of $24 million from his sales. Prosecutor said. Argument. This is a big messy argument, explained Mr. Hopkins. Yen. $1 bought 102.55 yen. Retirement. Llewellyn plans Wales retirement. Stick. The Lib Dems branded it a sticking plaster for the election. Indoor. McIlroy wins 800 meters indoor title. Extremely. I'm extremely disappointed. Classic. Just leave these classics alone as good memories. Novel. Levy takes Whitbread Novel Prize. Fantastic. Fantastic news. Tennis. Women's tennis is exciting. Update. Microsoft releases regular security updates to its software to protect PCs. Gap. We did not leave any gaps. Relate. This, however, is not a sequel, nor does it relate to the GoldenEye film. Eventually, that will be everyone. Request. Sites will also slow down under the weight of data requests. Disappointing. It's very disappointing. Deep. Federer forced to dig deep. Movement. The blogging movement has been building up for many years. Prospect. Kelt Saver Grand Slam prospect. Recall. He recalled. Regard. Critical time for Liverpool with regards to Gerrard. Camp. But we're a very happy camp now, he said. Rely. A fifth rely entirely on mobiles. Creditor. Russia is now a net creditor rather than a debtor. Element. Water is the main element that unites them all. Indicate. BBC poll indicates economic gloom. Resource. What we're doing is we're building a resource, she says. Arrive. How is it that peace has not arrived? Table. So far, however, neither have tabled a formal bid. Achievement. It's a seminal achievement that they cut debt so low. Dismiss. Howard dismisses Tory tax fears. Peace. It's a beautiful piece of work. Server. The clever bit happens back at the bank's secure servers. Agenda. AIDS and climate top Davos agenda. Trillion. UK homes hit £3 and 30 pence trillion total. Suit. Beatles suits sell for $110,000. Dispute. EU-US seeking deal on air dispute. Distance. If she's confident she will pick one. Distance. Patient. Patients are saying they want more clarity. Copyright. Honda wins China copyright ruling. Pirate. US peer-to-peer pirates convicted. Incident. They are treating the incident as assault. Detailed. Peers begin 3 days of detailed deliberation on the bill on Thursday. Quote. David Blunkett in quotes. Boom. Cybercrime booms in 2004. Famous. Google to scan famous libraries. Negotiation. This would allow months of tough negotiations to follow, said our correspondent. Split. Howard taunts Blair over splits. Corner. We are turning the corner on long waits in Wales. Author. An author can only win once. Mass. Ricin, for example, is a dangerous poison, but it is not a weapon of mass destruction. Adopt. The Academy officially adopted the nickname in 1939. Spark. Spark heads World Booker list. Professional. Jal Joy at Professional Cup win. Rating. Housewives lift Channel 4 ratings. Draft. No redraft for EU patent law. Breach. France and Germany will breach that this year. Celebrity. Celebrities get their skates on. Sequel. Blink sequel purrs nicely. Contrast. By contrast, in China, workplace machines are relatively rare. Settlement. U.S. bank in $515 million SEC settlement. Possibility. That is not beyond the realms of possibility, he admitted. Surround. Mystery surrounds new UCAS owner. Hide. Pakistani women must not hide. Founder. Parmalat founder offers apology. Crisis. England's defensive crisis grows. Shape. Viewers to be able to shape TV. Joint. The joint venture was established in May 2003. Transport. Green fear for transport ballot. Ballot. Green fear for transport ballot. Donation. WED helps collect aid donations. Creative. Technology gets the creative bug. Allege. They were also alleged to have avoided tests in Tel Aviv and Chicago before the games. Wave. Giant waves damage Asia economy. Reserve. Dollar drops on reserves concerns. Crude. Crude oil prices back above $50. Guarantee. They say there are no guarantees the system will even prevent piracy. Optimistic. He is optimistic. However. Detain. Police detain Chinese milk bosses. Effective. Bluetooth has an effective range of a few tens of meters. Regular. He was also a regular on Does the Team Think? Rank. Brentford are the lowest ranked club left in the FA Cup. Upgrade. Winning gives you cash for upgrades. Exploit. It is worrying for shopaholics and firms who want to exploit the net. Plant. Hyundai to build new India plant. Liberal. Liberal leader Jeremy Thorpe appeared willing to form a coalition government. In fact, simply opening the message will not infect a user's PC. Treat. They are treating the incident as assault. Client. Our customers are diverse. Our clients are diverse. Structure. How do I structure a French letter? Engage. There is a hard rump of have-nots who are not engaging with the net. Alternative. Japan turns to beer alternatives. Collection. And what is the biggest collection of naval fluff? Swap. Swap offer for pirated Windows XP. Definitely. Definitely not. Shut. Dublin high-tech labs to shut down. Cope. My point is, the British have always coped without becoming a dictatorship. Nuclear. Nuclear body seeks new tech. Audio. Mobile audio enters new dimension. Satellite. Satellite mapping aids Darfur relief. Theme. Mobile phones do not escape the convergence theme. Industrial. Industrial output falls in Japan. Holiday. Drive to save festive holidays. Odd. BBC web search aids odd queries. Military. The figure could also be worsened by any further military costs. Deputy. Mr. Shiga will nominally serve as Mr. Gosson's deputy. Shake. Child access law shake-up. Pack. There is also a very jarring slowdown at action-packed moments. Platform. Howard unveils election platform. Intention. Our intention is that we will never let him go. Veteran. In the women's shot put veteran. Controversy. Oscars steer clear of controversy. Federal. Moderate deficits and slowly rising federal debt can be sustained indefinitely. Item. Another item on sale was an Internet history eraser. Outstanding. She was also outstanding in The Dying Swan. Compensation. Split caps pay £194 million British pounds compensation. Distribution. There is a fundamental tension between distribution and integrity, he said. Headline. She knows every time she makes a pronouncement now it's headline news. Agent. Agent provocateur. Cancel. This forced the government to cancel the contract. Plane. India's Deccan gets more planes. Mention. The paper made no mention of health concerns. Complain. They can complain about it but it is curtains for them. Trick. Joke email virus tricks users. Slip. Unilever shake-up as profit slips. Desktop. Search wars hit desktop PCs. Advance. The rate hike was the first since December 2003 and had been well flagged in advance. Winter. We have a lot of winter left. Desire. U2's desire to be number one. Venture. S&N extends Indian beer venture. Acknowledge. We've acknowledged our position, and now it's business as usual. Principle. We all know the basic principle in doping cases. Water. Water firm Suez in Argentina row. Stability. The manufacturing sector needs a period of long-term stability in the economy. Constitution. Only 51% of those polled had made up their minds about the Constitution. Capable. She was incredibly capable and talented, he said. Constituency. Labor and constituency race row. Yard. I've done a lot of hard yards to get here. Plead. He pleads not guilty. Merger. Super union merger plan touted. Freeze. A freeze on petrol duty. Hurt. It would hurt too much. Tag. Concern over RFID tags. Exciting. Women's tennis is exciting. Prefer. The panel also revealed which nominees they would personally prefer to win. Guy. The guy still has it. Scrap. Anti-spam screensaver scrapped. Doctor. Doctors are saying they want more clarity. Abroad. He can go abroad one day and see how it is. Expansion. In Southern Asia that expansion is 23%. Tight. Nadal wins another tight game. Opt. Bank opts to leave rates on hold. Chair. A similar holding will be controlled by Vijay Mallya, chair of the Indian firm. Originally. He said he originally wanted to let the lost cantata lie in rest. Function. Some of these functions cost next to nothing to add. Obvious. The obvious choice is Dawson said Guscut. Purpose. Multi-purpose TV aids India. Vision. Redford's vision of Sundance. Hearing. The next hearing in the bankruptcy is expected on January 6. Cool. Safin cool on Wimbledon. Popularity. But its popularity suffered after security scares. HIV. Businesses failed to plan for HIV. Opponent. But the government shunned opponents' calls for free long-term care. Complex. Active Kurds method is more complex. Reward. Why do we reward mediocrity so highly in this country? Fill. Where it finds holes, it will develop standards to fill them. Relatively. The trend has taken hold relatively quickly. Strengthen. It later strengthened to 140.55 barrel. It aims to transport 750,000 daily barrels of oil. Surge. Ireland surge past Scots. Shift. But it's not just to shift the Tories. Essential. That is the essential difference. Visa. Visa decision every 11 minutes. Knee. It's going as it should with the knee. Delighted. We are delighted. Prosecution. Anglers could face prosecution. Apart. Look at the way they tore us apart last year. Assistant. Former assistant Antonio Lopez will take over as the new coach. Pocket. Or a pocket calculator? Conclude. He concludes. Keep it blogged. Ali. Brown Ali rejects budget spree. Hardware. A big advantage of the TPM is that it is hardware-based. Priority. Staying in the premiership is our priority. Proper. These are the real opinions of proper rock fans. Resolve. Ferguson hails Man Utd's resolve. Commissioner. It's up to the siding commissioner, said Ruddock. Necessary. Still images do not necessarily provide all those necessary cues. Persuade. This kind of cosmetic exercise does not persuade anybody. Resolution. That is the resolution of political disputes. Instance. So, for instance, US-based Amazon.com holds a patent on one-click shopping. Pupil. Pupils to get anti-piracy lessons. Evening. against Olympiacos on Wednesday evening. Soul. Joss Stone is a soul artist. Genre. Urban as a genre is very broad. Nice. He certainly showed some nice touches. Weather. Bad weather hits Nestle's sales. Rude. He said, "We don't want to go down that route." Indeed. Indeed it is. Bond. Casino Royale is next Bond movie. Associate. The U.S. government agreed to fund all expenses associated with this decision. Violence. Vibe awards back despite violence. Infrastructure. With VoIP, you need very little infrastructure. Ownership. PC ownership to double by 2010. Data. Weak data buffets French economy. Refer. We were destined to meet, I guess, Williams said, referring to her match with Malik. Inc. Inc. helps drive democracy in Asia. Battery. A single AAA battery is said to last up to 30 hours. Article. According to this article, the same is true of MMORPGs. Sensitive. This is a very sensitive area for the big drugs companies. Occasion. The ceremony has been postponed on 3 occasions. Click. 2 clicks and your favorite program is downloading. Triumph. Vera Drake's BAFTA Triumph Hope. Referendum. EU referendum question unveiled. Slide. $slides ahead of New Year. Parliament. The proposed law had a troubled passage through the European Parliament. Afford. We can't afford not to pay a decent wage. Conflict. There is a conflict of interests. Assess. MPs assess Scots fishing industry. Snap. Gamers snap up new Sony PSP. Athletic. Sprinter Walker quits athletics. Overcome. Henman overcomes rival Rusetsky. Rush. Huge rush for Jet Airways shares. Capability. The evidence of any real terrorist capability in the UK is scant. Wine. Diageo to buy US wine firm. Automatically. These worlds will be automatically swapped across the internet. Interactive. Gallery unveils interactive tree. Crown. Federer claims Dubai crown. Cell. Cell phone signals were weak. Lay. Dutch bank to lay off 2,850 staff. Properly. We wanted everything done properly. Vast. That should prevent the vast majority of these scams. Spring. Pro-Hunt supporters are set to protest at Labour's spring conference. Vulnerable. Lots people are quite shy and they feel vulnerable. Soar. Broadband soars in 2004. Sharp. This means the picture is up to 6 times as sharp as standard TV. Rally. Strong demand triggers oil rally. Recommend. It is being recommended for the karaoke market. Entire. That entire category was a mess. Arsenal. Arsenal v Stoke. Status. The status quo is not an option. Sack. Coach Ranieri sacked by Valencia. Tactic. Talk of a casino on every high street was just a scaring tactic. Ship. Tiger is due to be shipped in early 2005. Variety. He'd sing it at birthdays and anniversaries and variety shows. Intelligence. One of his fellow pupils at intelligence school was Vladimir Putin. Concentrate. Handset makers have concentrated on trying to make phones easier to use. Laser. Lasers help bridge network gaps. Sustain. Bad email habits sustains spam. Some. Ministers deny care, some's wrong. Count. We're not counting on anything yet, he said. Dib. Wenger shock at Newcastle dib. Acquisition. Novartis hits acquisition trail. Potentially. In general, we included only items that were potentially mobile, said the magazine. Sent. 80% of those remain on cameras. Construction. Construction is even worse. Cold. Campaign cold calls questioned. Duo. US duo in first spam conviction. Section. The stealth sections are as exhilarating as the open gun battles. Secret. UKIP secret weapon? Celebrate. Yahoo celebrates a decade online. Pilot. A pilot scheme based on ceremonies in Australia will start in October. Super Union merger plan touted. Disk. It also stores this on its hard disk. Breakthrough. Benning makes awards breakthrough. Perfect. He'd be perfect for it. Souness told BBC Sport. Relay squad thrilled with honours. Detention. Clark defends terror detentions. Climate. Blair pressing US on climate. Gross. At about 80% of GDP. Turkey's gross debt is double that figure. Accounting. Did you ever know Mr. Ebers to make an accounting entry into WorldCom books? Witness. No, replied the witness. Fiscal. Either way, fiscal tightening is needed, NIESR said.